Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do you what's cracking. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I really do love having you all on board. Thank you for your beautiful comments. And for the new people who've come in, welcome. If you are interested in a personal reading with me, doing life coaching, you can whip over and join my life coaching page on Facebook. Everything's in the box below. If you're unsure about anything, please feel free to drop me an email. But everything's also on my page at the Aussie Goddess on Facebook, so you can like the page there and keep in touch with me all round. I do have a website too, and I'm now on TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter. Loving the journey. All right, let's see what's going on in the world today. I'm going over to Bathurst this weekend, so I've got 2 days in Bathurst. This is such an exciting time when things are starting to sort of get a little bit back to normal, I guess, which has been really nice. So, all right. Did I say we're using the Light Seers Tarot? I'm a bit tired this morning, so. All right, let's get into it. Oh, let's start the day off with the Tower. Ouch. All right, I like the Tower. And somebody else said to me the other day, and hello to you, because somebody else said to me, I like the Tower too. It means the cutting away of all the old stuff and starting all over again. Whether that's in a physical way, like moving on from something, a relationship, a home, a way of doing things, a job. Could be any one of those things on that tangible level, but a lot of the time this talks about sort of awakenings, epiphany moments, realizations, a change in the way you think, a change in the way you see your world. But it's very often that sort of change that sort of gets rid of what you've learned before. So it's those moments when I'm just thinking of the OXO cube. When you find out how to really use something or do something a certain way, or somebody shows you something, you've been doing it wrong all your life and you've been thinking that was the right way of doing it. So something here is about to be sort of broken down. We've been seeing the Tower in the last few days, so I feel like something big is coming. But sometimes when you feel it's big, it might be quite subtle. So I never worry about these things. It can be over the top sometimes. The Six of Wands talks about victory. So there's something in this change that you're going to come up against, which is going to put your life in into a very different perspective, into a different way of seeing things. It's funny because I look at this and I think every time I see the Six of Wands, I think of that whole thing of feeling invisible, you know, that people haven't noticed you, that you seem to put in a lot of effort but never really get noticed. And maybe somehow here with the Tower, this is about to get you some sort of visibility. Now, I know that came up a little bit in the readings yesterday as well. I feel like for some of you, it might be finally being noticed for something. Maybe you've been trying to get yourself out there for a really long time for whatever reason. And maybe somehow or another, something is about to make you realize how you can do this differently and get a different result. All right, so we have the Emperor card here. Now, for me, this Emperor is talking about standing in your power today. It's really saying to me that something is going to really help you to understand who you are. And because of that, you're standing fully in your power here. People used to say to me, when I used to talk about standing in your truth, people used to always say to me, but I'm an honest person. And I used to say that's not necessarily standing in your truth. Standing in your truth means really staying true to who you are. So I feel like it's almost like the universe is giving you an opportunity here to see yourself for the first time. I feel like something is going to happen here where you're seeing yourself in a very different energy, a very different light. And because of that, you're taking back your power. So we do have the Nine of Swords here. Look, Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. Now, I want to say that feels to me like a complete flip. That feels to me like you're doing a complete flip here. There is some sort of energy here that is bringing you into this beautiful Nine of Pentacles energy. Now, the Nine of Pentacles energy is about feeling self-sufficient, self-reliant. Your confidence is good, your self-esteem's good, but you're feeling like here you're in the right place at the right time. Whereas when I look back at the energies that are sitting behind here, I feel like somehow or another this may have been a bit of a struggle for you. It may have been an energy that you couldn't quite grasp. And maybe you've had that like for fleeting moments in your life. Maybe you felt that power, you know, that surge of power that's come through for you every now and again. But it's never been something that you felt could be there all the time. And there's like this energy of electricity, like a realization, a feeling that you know why you're doing what you're doing. Something is happening here to take you into a completely new energy. And maybe that has been hard for you to hang on to because it almost feels slippery. It almost feels like it was there one moment, gone the next. And now it feels like you know how to feel like that all the time. All right. So we have the Six of Swords coming through. So maybe with this change, there may be a lot of moving away from other things. So maybe in a realization that you're having here, you're realizing that there's a lot of other things going on for you that really don't need to be in your life. I mean, most of us sort of wonder why we put up with things for so long before we say, right, that's enough. And many of us are very resilient and feel that we're doing the right thing by really sort of pushing hard with things and trying to get through them. But this card says you're moving away from things and you're no longer doing that. Your lessons have been learned here. And there is no need for you to stay where you are. So this is about moving into calmer waters. So I feel like somehow in this change, you are discarding those old parts of you that no longer work for you. And maybe that's what's being broken down in the tower. Maybe you've been carrying parts of yourself around for a very long time, thinking they are who you are. But now you're sort of moving into that Nine of Pentacles energy, and out of that Nine of Swords energy, there's this beautiful feeling like, I know who I am now. I know what I want. I know where I'm going. All right, let's see what's going on. All right. Okay, so we have here the Five of Swords. See, two cards of moving away from things. Knight of Cups coming through with the Five of Wands. Wow, okay. Fives, lots of fives. This is what it feels like to me, is that maybe you've always found your life is a little bit, has too much drama in it, where things sort of tend to always be so hard or difficult to attain because there always seems to be this fight for you, or this energy of having to push up against things. Maybe you've always felt that you've had to fight for things. It may not necessarily be in relationships, maybe even in your jobs or in your personal life, like your family life. Maybe you feel you've always had to fight to be noticed or struggled, because this feels to me like a lot of struggle. But there's something you're learning here with this Knight of Cups. There's something you're learning about yourself, some aspect of yourself that you're finally seeing as, I want to say lovable, but I don't think it's just lovable. I don't think it's that simple. I feel like you're accepting yourself in a very different way, but you're seeing who you are. All right, let's just keep going. All right, Four of Cups. So you're no longer going to take what you don't want. You're very future focused here. Wow, okay, Two of Swords. You're making some sort of decision here on how you want to move forward, because you don't want to do it in the energy you've had before. You want to really embrace this new energy, and you want to take that into the future with you and see things differently. Let go of things. I feel like, you know how I always say, when you're stuck in the past, somebody's got their hooks into your britches. And it's like here, that release. It's like that propelling forward here. Something's pushing you forward very, very quickly here. Some sort of realization. Look, Eight of Cups is here as well. So I have all the cards of moving away and rebirth. Wow, this is really beautiful reading, because look at this. Queen of Wands energy coming up here as well. You're fiery now. You're passionate. You're driven. You're knowing. You're knowing that deeper part of you, what you want, where you want to go. It's like you don't want to stay where you are anymore. You see this potential, but this potential within yourself. It's not the potential of being able to just do something. This is the potential that's driving you forward in some sort of big way. A lot of you now will get out there and do the things you want to do. You know, you'll send that book in to be published. You're sort of really... It's like you're seizing the power and running with it now. And I feel like because of that, a lot of the old parts of you are being left behind. A lot of these parts of yourself that you may not have been always comfortable with. You may have always questioned. You may have always wondered why you were like that. None of that anymore. There's like this complete acceptance of self. And I feel like with this beautiful Queen of Wands energy, you're realizing this... I don't know, your beauty is shining from the inside out. It's like you've been able to make whatever's on the inside really bloom on the outside, because you're feeling like you can take on the world here. And she's doing magic. Look at her. Something is empowering you here to some great degree. And I feel like you either have never felt this way before, or you have seen, you have clarity. It's very Ace of Swords. It's very Ace of Swords energy coming through here. I know the way, I know where I'm going, I know what I can do. I am fully and utterly standing in my truth. Standing where I need to be, standing in the place where I always was. And it's like all of the stuff you've ever embraced as part of who you were is going to allow for you to really bloom. Oh, it's just beautiful energy. So there's like a releasing or a... I want to explain the energy I'm feeling, but I don't feel that I could explain this. It's like a relief. It's almost like letting go of anything that's ever bothered you and allowing yourself to be true to who you are. There's a victory here, but I feel like now, especially with the Emperor here, you know where you're going, you know what you want to do here. And I feel like you're flipping the script and you're taking yourself from this energy of being worried about things or being concerned about where you're going, or maybe you didn't know yourself very well. And it's like this clearing of all these old energies and this rebirthing of something new. But still get this Ace of Swords energy, and it's not there this morning, which is really interesting. There are emotions coming to the surface here that you've never had to deal with before. And I feel like with it, it's uncovering or unmasking some sort of beautiful energy within you you've kept hidden. And maybe you've kept it hidden because you've never felt confident about being true to who you are. Or maybe you've never really seen yourself in that light. Maybe someone's showing or reflecting back to you who you actually are. All right, let's have a look at what's going on here. I'll read from the elementary, my dear Watson, the elemental oracle here. I'm going to read a card from there. We've got the card of rain. So I'm pretty sure rain talks about clearing, washing away old energies. So that's quite interesting. 35. With the fives this morning. The conditions of greater prosperity are being met. Know that all will be well. Cleanse yourself of old, outdated views. You have everything you need to grow. Let yourself be cleansed. Isn't that perfect? The sound of rain on leaves on a tin roof. The sweet smell of rain as it hits the thirsty earth after a hot day. the simple pleasures of life. You soon know how much rain contributes to the balance and health of a land when you haven't had any for a long time. You also understand how much it contributes to the positive mental health of communities that have been locked in drought states for a considerable length of time. Rain is liquid water from the atmosphere that has become heavy enough to fall under gravitational pull. It is part of the life-giving water cycle and is the main supplier of fresh water to the land. Raindrops can vary in size due to temperature and the rate of coalescence. The amount of rain helps form biomes and ecosystems. Without rain, we have less fecundity. Plant life, particularly plants that supply food, do not thrive without rain or irrigation. Drought affects animals and pollinators such as fruit bats and bees, which are integral to the production of food. Some biomes are wetter than others and have almost constant rainfall, such as rainforests. Human intervention has influenced rain patterns. Particles of solid liquid matter suspended in the air can increase cloud, condensation, and trigger a rain event. This is really beautiful. So I feel like somehow or another you are getting a rainfall. You are getting some sort of rainfall here that is going to come in the form of this tower. And it's going to wash away everything that doesn't serve you anymore. It's like you're getting this huge cleanse coming through. And I've been feeling this for a very long time. And I feel like it's getting very, very close now in the readings. Something here is going to take you into a brand new time. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.